Alright, so we have seen how pumpkins grow over time. So we are talking about living and non-living things in class, or you have already. And there's a big difference between living and non-living things. So living things grow, they mature. We saw that the pumpkins started from little green ones to the big ones that we see in the store, and they turned orange as they ripened out in the field. And that's a beautiful thing. It really is. We saw that they originally had blooms, and they start from tiny little seeds. Just like you start from a tiny little baby, you'll grow into an adult someday. And right now, you're still an awesome kindergartner. That's what you are right now. So, non-living things like this pin, it will never grow. It doesn't move. It doesn't need to eat or drink. We saw that the pumpkins grow out in the field, and they're watered by the farmer, and they grow by the sunlight. This pin doesn't need any of that because it's non-living. It can't feel or have emotion or be happy. It just is. It's a tool. It's something that we, living things, use. So you don't need a marker so much. You can work with a pencil. But I'm going to work with a marker because it's easier to see on the camera. We're going to be drawing pumpkins today since we are getting closer to a little thing called Halloween, and it is already fall. So go ahead and on your paper draw a circle. And it's okay if it's lopsided because we're turning the circle into a pumpkin. And not all pumpkins are perfectly round. If it's a big pumpkin, squat pumpkin, tall pumpkin, that's fine. We know that pumpkins attached to the plant with the, if you said stem, you are right. Let's add some lines on the stem. You can see how the stems at the store are kind of lumpy and bumpy and have ridges running along them. Now we're going to add some lines to our pumpkin. Let's draw one down the middle. And we're going to have two curved lines. Remember we talked about those curves, different kind of lines. Two curves on this side. Very good. Now we've got a pumpkin. If your pumpkin doesn't look the same as mine, that's okay. Pumpkins come in all shapes and sizes. Well, our pumpkin's kind of lonely. Let's see. We said that the pumpkin itself needed to grow on a vine. So let's add a long thin vine on one side, and we'll give it some leaves, just little ovals. Alright, so now we have a pumpkin vine, and they had pumpkin leaves to collect the sun that it grew over time. As best you can, try and draw that. Draw some veins and leaves. And of course the pumpkin had a flower. So I know the pumpkins ripen later and the flowers are all done. You can see that in the video. Let's add a point, kind of like an upside down V. Add another. Add another. And if it's nowhere near your pumpkin, that's okay. And add another. And if you just want to do a round flower too, that's fine. If you want to do the standard kind of flower of this, that's fine too. All flowers produce fruit or seeds. And they need a middle to help with pollinator. What animal visited the flowers in that video? If you said bees, you are correct. Bees love pumpkin flowers. And they help the pumpkin flowers create a pumpkin. Alright, let's add a few more leaves behind our pumpkin. I forgot to add the veins on this one. And now our pumpkin is starting to look like it's growing in a pumpkin patch. Alright, we'll have another vine sneaking away behind the pumpkin. And of course, I know some of y'all may have taken photos at pumpkin patches. Let's add some grass. Alright, when it comes to coloring, most pumpkins are the color orange. Orange, that's right. So let's find a nice orange. And let's start to color in our pumpkin. So your next part of your project, once you're done drawing your pumpkin, is to color it in. Alright, so I'll have a picture of my finished pumpkin at the end of the video. Well, in your lesson, not at the end of the video. But I can't wait to see what y'all do with your beautiful pumpkin art. Alright, we'll talk to y'all next time.